Song Yadong. He's been fighting under Uriah Faber's team at Team Alpha Male. Interesting guy. Coming from China. He's 23 years old and
he's got such a good resume though for 23 years old.
They make them fight a little bit earlier on than they do in the States and in Australia. So in Australia, you can't fight pro until you're about 18 years old, I think. If you're 16 or 17, it's very difficult for you to get a pro fight. Very difficult. I think in America and in Hawaii and things like that, it's a bit easier because I think Max Holloway, he must have had his first fight when he was 15 or 16 or something like that. So it's a little bit easier. But obviously China having a massive background in martial arts for a long period of time, and they like to, I don't know, bend the rules a little bit. It makes sense why he's got such a big resume at such a young age.
Yeah. Well, one thing we know for sure about Song Yadong is that we believe that he kind of won his fight against Kyler Phillips. We talked about it. We thought he did. So he's very quick, very explosive as well. He's been very knowledgeable for someone so young. He beat Marlon Vera as well, and he had a draw to Cody Stamann, and I kind of still think he might have won that fight as well. But he's got, again, lots of wins. He was on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fight winning streak before that. Again, the kid's only 23. So if he wins against Casey Kenney, I reckon that's another good feather in his cap for him to rise up in the race. And now he's under Uriah Faber, so he's got Team Alpha Male in his camp. I do see Song winning, but I don't see him winning by knockout or submission. I feel like this is going to go the distance, this one. Just because how tough Casey Kenney is and how Casey Kenney himself has a good resume.
I don't know, because I think Song Yadong is young, he's explosive, he's fast, coming from that Sander background. I'm going to take Kenny in this. I think Casey's very good on the feet, and his team have got solid game plans. When I saw him fight against Dominic Cruz, I thought Dominic Cruz was winning that fight, but not by a lot. Kenny was doing really well. Kenny and his team knew that Dominic Cruz, he's otherworldly on the feet, but as the rounds go on and the accumulation of damage continues with his legs and that movement stops, he looks average. He looks human. Yeah. So I think Kenny will be able to. I think Kenny will beat Song Yadong. I think he will actually knock him out.
The only difference between the two is Song has 2 more losses than Casey. So in terms of matchup, it's very even. Both coming off a loss. Both coming off a recent streak. Both got really great camps. The only another difference is Casey Kenney's 6 years older than Song. Sorry, Song's 23, and Casey's 30, so 7 years older. So really, I feel like where it comes into play is not fight experience, but martial arts experience. Because Casey Kenney's older, I'm guessing he must have been practicing for a lot more longer. So I feel like he might have some skills that Song's not seen before. Either way, I still firmly stand by the idea that this is going to go to decision. I can't see a knockout or a submission in this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that Song Yadong hasn't been fighting for a long period of time. It's just he's a younger guy, and that's also just experience with life in general. But I mean, Yadong's been 8 years. He's been active, right? Mm-hmm. And he's 23. He's been active for a considerable amount of time, right? Kenny, I just saw something in that Dominic Cruz fight, and he's just a dog. He's just got that dog mentality, and he can grind through and I think this is going to be such a close fight, a real close matchup. It's just, I think Kenny's a dog inside, and I think, I think he could knock out Song Yadong. I think it can be done. I think Kenny is able to grind out, and he's he's very good himself. He's got a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, black belt in Judo. He's well-rounded himself.
Yeah. Do you reckon it'll be a knock? If you reckon it'll be a knockout or a submission, do you reckon it'll be in the later rounds? Because
I could see maybe the second round.
Yeah, I'm going to say Song was going to come out firing right out the gate. And that's what he did in that last fight, and that's why I thought that he beat Carla Phillips as well. But, pardon me, yeah. There's going to be a knockout submission. I still firmly stand by the decision. I feel like it's going to be in those later rounds.
And you think Song, yeah?
Yeah. I reckon, but I still firmly feel like Song's probably going to get that decision. I don't know.
Yeah, I just feel like Kenny's just his stand up is solid, and I think he will just have to create space for himself in particular moments, but it'll be mainly to create space so he can wreck Song Yadong's legs. Because with that Sanders style, movement is so important, moving on the ball of your toes. I think if Kenny can go out there, even mix in a few calf kicks, go low, go high, and if Kenny can just mix it up like he did in the Dominic Cruz fight, I think he'll beat Song Yadong. I think Kenny's underrated because of how well he did against Dominic Cruz.
Yeah.
And I think Song Yadong's underrated because, you know, he had a draw to Cody Stammen. Stammen is now number 15 in the rankings. Mm-hmm. He beat Marlon Moraes and Marlon Vera. And Marlon Vera is number 13 or 14 in the rankings. So, like, Song Yadong's top 15 material.
Yeah.
I just think Kenny is too. And it's so close. I just think Kenny's better on the feet. And I think he's also got the judo and the Brazilian jiu-jitsu on his side, whereas Song Yadong, he'll be building that wrestling base at alpha male. It's just